It's about that time of day again. My name is Joseph. It's Tuesday evening, August 15th. Welcome back to your nightly newsletter. We're covering crude oil, S&P, Nasdaq, gold, and euro tonight. Crude is bearish, head of the weekly inventory report, and we're looking for selling opportunities up in that battle zone while keeping our eyes open for that typical reversal we see ahead of the weekly report tomorrow morning. The S&P is bullish with a spike in range, telling us to look for buying opportunities below the range using seller failures in the battle zone tomorrow. The Nasdaq is bullish, trying to retest the wedge high, but recent price action combined with a short-term trading range are telling us to wait for the two-try rule and a better location on Wednesday. Gold is bearish and trying to finish off the quadruple down target tomorrow, but two major support levels in the chart are telling us to wait for a better entry signal at higher prices tomorrow. And the euro finally tonight is bearish and trying to retest the lows tomorrow, but a rising support trend line tells us to watch for the buyers to look for traps and sell into their failure on Wednesday morning. Got a great newsletter in store for you guys and gals tonight. We got some big ranges, we got some big news, and of course we got some big opportunities setting up for tomorrow's Hump Day Wednesday session in our trade room. Don't forget though, before I jump in, before we cover tonight's charts and the strategy for tomorrow, I do want to remind you the only place to watch the full-length version of this video is here on our blog at sidewaysmarkets.com. If you're watching the video right now on our YouTube channel, not to worry, there's a link in the description of that YouTube video. Follow that link, come here to the blog at Sideways Markets, and catch the full-length version of our nightly newsletter. While you're here, don't forget, join the mailing list. I'll send you an email every evening when the nightly newsletter goes live. Also, don't forget to follow me on social, StockTwits, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn. Pick whatever your flavor of choice and follow me throughout the week for charts, links, and updates. And of course, don't forget to grab those charts. You guys always tell me this is one of your favorite parts about my newsletter. Grab the charts, all the charts from tonight's video. You can have them ready on your computer for tomorrow's session. Follow that link below the video on the blog. And make sure you grab that free pass, upper right-hand corner. Grab that free pass. You'll learn more with me in 90 minutes on that free pass than you will anywhere else on the interwebs. I can pretty much guarantee that. And also, don't forget, I'm always here to answer your questions 24/7, 365. So hit me up on the live support tool on the right-hand side of the website. Jumping in here, get a big day tomorrow. Tomorrow, of course, being a Wednesday session. We, of course, as always, be opening up our trade room tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. I look forward to seeing you there with all of our advanced members. Taking a look at the news tomorrow morning for Wednesday, August the 6th. We don't have anything to worry about in the overnight session, but we do have a peppering of news tomorrow, starting off in the London session at 4 o'clock, 4:30, and 5 o'clock Eastern Time tomorrow morning. We'll hear from the GDP from our good friends in Italy. We'll hear from the labor market report in Great Britain. And, of course, the big news tomorrow with the GDP flash from the ECB at 5 a.m. Eastern Time. So if you plan on trading that London session right between 3 a.m. and 8 a.m. Eastern Time, you guys got a bunch of news coming out tomorrow morning, 4 o'clock, 4:30, and 5 a.m. If you're with me tomorrow morning in the trade room, we open up at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. We've got housing starts at 8:30 a.m. And then, of course, we have the weekly inventory report at 10:30. And, of course, we'll wrap the session up tomorrow afternoon with the FOMC meeting minutes at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, housing starts expected to be a pretty big number tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. If you're a crude trader, don't forget about the weekly inventory report. One thing about the inventory report, well, maybe two things about the inventory report. Whenever we have inventories Wednesday morning, we always know the plan is early in, early out. The best trades on crude oil for Wednesdays will happen before 10:15 Eastern Time. So get at them early tomorrow if you're trading the black gold. I also want to remind you, too, that I publish my weekly support and resistance levels for Wednesdays on this blog on Tuesday afternoon, right? So tomorrow is the weekly weekly report at 10:30 a.m., weekly inventory report tomorrow at 10:30. This afternoon, I just sent out all the support and resistance levels to all my Twitter followers, right? Facebook, StockTwits. I sent those out earlier. They're also posted below this video on the blog. If you're on the blog here at sidewaysmarkets.com, just scroll down below the video tonight. There's a link that says click here to read more. Follow that link and you'll see all of these support and resistance levels that we have setting up for tomorrow's weekly inventory report. So again, early in, early out on Wednesdays when it comes to crude oil trading. 10:15 is typically your cutoff. And then remember, scroll down or follow me on social and get all those support and resistance levels. We'll do it again tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock Eastern time with all of our members, right? But again, if you're not a member yet and you want to get those levels, right, you can scroll below the video tonight on the blog or follow me on social, and I already sent those out a few hours ago this afternoon. Last but not least is the FOMC meeting minutes. Always expected to be a real volatile report, so be careful trading around that news tomorrow. I always remind you guys there are so many reliable times during the week to be taking risk to get a reward. During major news is not one of those, so be very careful tomorrow afternoon around the FOMC minutes at 2 p.m. Eastern time. So wrapping things up here, recapping, if you're in London tomorrow morning, right, don't forget 4 o'clock, 4:30, and 5 o'clock. If you're with me tomorrow morning in the trade room, 8:30 news, 10:30 news, and tomorrow afternoon, right, at 2 p.m. Eastern time. Again, be careful when it comes to that report tomorrow, right, regarding inventories. Make sure you get out of the way ahead of that news coming out. And again, we're going to do it tomorrow with all of our clients in the trade room, as we always do. So come out and join us tomorrow at 8 o'clock Eastern time. Let's jump right in. We got a lot to cover here tonight. Busy day setting up for tomorrow. We got crude oil, S&P. We'll go Nasdaq, gold, and euro this evening. Let's jump right in, starting off tonight with the black gold, the Texas T. How about some crude oil? Crude is bearish and trying to retest today's low, but tomorrow's inventory report, combined with this short-term bull channel, may give the buyers the window of opportunity they need to send price back to the prior day high. Now, first of all, the market is still bearish. We haven't seen enough strength in the buyers to fully take control. Second, if price rises higher, I'm looking for selling opportunities up in that bear channel, up above the bear channel, hopefully up in that battle zone to make it easier to sell without selling into this rising support trend line. Third, if price pushes lower, I assume buyers are going to be looking for traps below that 47.45. So I need to wait and see them fail before looking for selling opportunities back down to those lows tomorrow. And lastly, how can we forget about the weekly inventory report due out tomorrow morning at 10:30 Eastern time? This news has potential to completely reverse this trend in the overnight session. So keep your eyes and your mind open, right, to both sides of the market, giving the bears the short-term edge until proven otherwise tomorrow. Now, jumping into this chart here tonight, as we talked about earlier, here are all of the support and resistance levels on the docket for tomorrow. These will only be good for Wednesday's session. You will likely see them lingering around for the rest of the week, but they are most potent right on that Wednesday session. So either write those down or scroll below the video on the blog at Sideways Markets, and you'll find them all written out nice and easy for you. Let's see here. We started off today's session after a strong move down yesterday afternoon. We had that spike in channel down, and as I mentioned right in last night's newsletter, your goal was, if we didn't get the correction, right, to look for traps to sell high today. So pretty good day there for the bears, but now we have this kind of lingering flag. I would call this a bear flag, to be honest with you. The big reason why we don't call this a reversal is because we haven't seen any strength yet. The market really right now is kind of grinding higher, and that's always a big clue, right, to tell the difference between a flag or a reversal, right? A flag looks like this. It kind of grinds its way higher, and eventually it'll collapse right back down to that low. A reversal looks much different. A reversal may start grinding, but eventually sellers will give up on it and the price will run higher. Once you see that real strong run, that's when you know the bears have walked away, and this is now ripe to be taken as a bull market. So as you can see, we're starting to get a little bit perky here into the end of the session, most likely on the back of short covering right after the end of the session today. But again, not quite enough to call this right a reversal, right? We have a strong move down today, chopping around, right? If this was a reversal, it would have really jumped, right? This would have been really violent going higher here. because the sellers who got in short earlier on this week will be taking their profit and price would run, right? It'll run real hard when the market reverses. So that leads me to believe this will be called a bear flag. Now, bear flags are pretty simple, right? The goal is to get back down to retest that low, in this case at 47.02. The hard part is the low of this channel or this flag is acting as support. So ultimately, there are two ways you really want to trade a flag pattern. One is to get up nice and high so I can sell without selling into that rising support. Or I need to see a strong breakdown so I can then look to sell right after we see that strong breakdown for that target right back down to that low. So those are ultimately the two scenarios I'm looking for tomorrow, right, to be a seller. First things first, if price goes higher, we still have that battle zone, right, from that 48.37 naked reversal line. It's also, right, also down to that 48 even, right, this battle zone. So that creates a great area of resistance here overhead. The key is going to be getting the market to jump up, get away from this rising support trend line, look for the buyers, try twice, once, twice, and then I'm looking for a selling opportunity down off that second attempt, right? So once, twice, and then once I see that second attempt start to fail, that's when I know green light. Now let's jump in at an uncomfortably high area, right? Selling high, making sure, right, we're not selling too close to that rising support trend line. Now from there, what happens from there? Well, from there, if we can get this price to drop back down, up one try, two try, right? If price fails or if price just simply pulls back instead of going higher, yeah, I'm expecting these buyers, well, let's put it this way. If I was a buyer, I'd be looking to buy that 47.44. Right? I'd be looking for a trap low. If I was a buyer right now, I'd be looking for an opportunity here to buy that dip below that 47.45. So expecting that tomorrow, again, bears have control, not a bull market yet. If the bears, right, if the bulls can try, I'm then looking for those buyers, right, to fail after that trap. So ultimately, we're looking for, again, one of two scenarios here to be a seller. One try, two try, selling off that high, or, right, a trap failure, right, back below that 45, right? So selling that first, not first, but second attempt, and again, expecting to see that trap low below 45, waiting for that trap low to fail, and then looking for that rolling over, right, as it goes back down to retest that low. Those are going to be two nice opportunities here to sell back down to that low. Now, how do we turn bullish? You know, in all reality, we get some big news tomorrow. How do we turn bullish? It's relatively easy at this point. One scenario would be we see the buyers hold this little tiny pullback and it runs. Right? It could easily run here overnight. Again, we get inventories tomorrow. And oftentimes, just before the inventory report comes out, the weekly report on Wednesday mornings, on Tuesdays overnight into early morning Wednesday, we oftentimes see a full-blown trend reversal. Now, obviously, I can't read the future, right? I don't know if we're going to get that full-blown reversal, but that will be something to look for, right? Remember, we talked about this earlier, right? We haven't seen that big run yet, right? If we do see that run, then we know this market is now a bull market, right? But don't mistake that for a little, right, little up and back down here, right? This big run will be very, very aggressive, and that will give us, right, a real good idea here now. This market now is basically the sellers are giving up on it, and the buyers are now targeting that prior day high. What is a little bit more likely here, though, is to see a pullback that holds and runs, right? So watching that trap low area at 47.45, or let's say we go higher here, right? We pull back, we trap below another swing, whatever the case may be, right? That explosiveness going higher, we are right there, right? A bear flag, right? Bear flag, it's a bull channel, right, before it reverses. A bear flag, right, which again is a bull channel, is right there. It's ripe for the reversal. All we need now is either pull back to hold or, right, just continue to run higher here, and we'll gladly start looking for it. Now, what usually happens is if a flag ends up failing, it'll usually turn into another channel here, right? So keep an eye out for another channel, and we'll use that tomorrow because the target will be all the way back up right to that prior day high. So sell it high, don't sell it too low on this, right, on this crude, because you got some support levels in the way. Wait for that trend direction to change, right, and then we'll gladly be a buyer tomorrow. We just don't want to go forcing ourselves to be buyers here until we get there. Again, tomorrow, big news tomorrow morning, so keep your eyes, ears, and keep your mind open, because again, a lot of crazy things can happen on that Wednesday ahead of the weekly inventory report. Let's keep going. How about some S&P? Don't forget, tomorrow is a Wednesday session, so you got inventories tomorrow morning. Again, early in, early out. If you're trading crude oil with us tomorrow morning in the trade room, don't forget, if you want to learn more about our trading strategies here at School of Trade, make sure you join our free trial. I get such great feedback from you guys every week about how much you guys love our free trial here at School of Trade. I think it's the best in the business. If you're on our YouTube channel right now, don't forget, there's a link in the description of that YouTube video. Follow that link over here to the website at schooloftrade.com and join our free trial. While you're here, don't forget to learn more about our beginner, intermediate, or advanced levels of membership. We have flexible payment options for our advanced membership packages. And don't forget, I'm always here standing by if you have any questions every step of the process. Guys, a busy, what's been a great week so far. Another big day, another big opportunity setting up for tomorrow's session. I'll be with you guys tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock Eastern time in our trade room. If not, I'll see you same time, same place tomorrow night on the newsletter. Adios, amigos. Bye-bye for now.